Today I'm here with
Mike Williams,
right.
or whatever you want to call me, Mike Williams, Michael Williams, but Mike Williams.
And how old are you, Mike?
As of today, I am 43 years old. I ain't gonna say 43, 43 is young.
And can you tell me a little about yourself? Where you're from? What influenced you most growing up?
Let's see. Well, actually, I'm from Eastsider, Detroit. I was born and raised in Detroit. And what really kind of influenced me the most coming up, I'm gonna say really music, for real, for real. Like music had a big influence over my life. It really hip hop, but as I got older, I started tapping into different other genres of music, but mainly hip hop. I'm a hip hop baby.
And what are some things you like to get into growing up?
Some things I like to get into when I was growing up. I got into a lot of stuff. Like one of my first main hustles, for real, I had to be like 8, 9 years old. I used to sell cassettes with mixed songs on them. You know what I'm saying? That was like I said, music always been my thing, but it was like that was like one of the things I can honestly say like taught me how to develop my hustle craft.
And what was it like for a black teenager growing up in Detroit, Michigan?
Late 1900s, the 1990s, the 80s and stuff. Actually, I'm an 80s baby. Growing up here in my era, I'll say it was way more violent. Even though you got more tragedies and stuff that's going on right now, but it was different. Like we was coming of age, you know what I'm saying? The hip hop era, the era that we in now, you know what I'm saying? It was the coming of age era, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we was in development of everything. So it was like as we was coming up, we was finding our ways. So we was, how can I say it? We was more influenced by what's going on outside in the outside world, what's going on out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with, like we was influenced by the culture of hip hop. I can't speak for everybody. I was influenced by the culture of hip hop. So it was like I was always wanting to know what was going on, what was the latest trend, what was the latest fashion, what was the latest slang. And it was like growing up in the 90s, it was different because we was more so taught if you listen to our music from the 90s versus the music of today, you know what I'm saying? They was teaching us how to have pride in ourselves. They was teaching us about knowledge, you know what I'm saying? They was teaching us how to take pride in your community or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Versus everything is more destructive now.
And what did you want to be growing up?
That's funny. Because honestly, when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a chemical engineer. For real, for real. Like I wanted to be a chemical engineer. I didn't know what it was or what they did or nothing. But I knew they got paid a lot of money when I was a kid. So I wanted to be where the money was at.
So early 2000s. What's life like for you?
Early 2000s. Like 2000s came and it was a change, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the new millennium. Something we really weren't prepared for, but it was more so like it was something different, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't no more mentality of survival of the fittest, you know what I'm saying? Versus like in the 90s, it was like survival of the fittest. In the 2000s, it was more about for real, to get it how you live and how 50 said, get rich or die trying type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the 2000s came, it was more chaotic, more hectic, you know what I'm saying? Because it was the change, it was the start of a change. Yes, and when you release stuff, it's like you releasing burdens off you. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't talk about certain stuff from their past because they feel like they gonna give whatever it was that power over them. It's like nah, when you talk about your past, you releasing all that power that whatever your past had on you. You know what I'm saying? So me, I don't mind talking about my past.
Okay, okay. And I
Say that you would think it's poverty stricken around here, but it's really not. It's just due to the drug trade that happened around here. Like once the like 1990s came about a different era. You know what I'm saying? So it brought the worst out of this neighborhood. It brought the drug, like I said, it brought the drug trade around here. And once the drug trade hit, this is the end of what you see now. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you like every plot of land on this block had a house on it. Every house had a story with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was everything was full. Once the like 1990s came about a different era. You know what I'm saying? So it brought the worst out of this neighborhood. It brought the drug, like I said, it brought the drug trade around here. And once the drug trade hit, this is the end of what you see now. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you like every plot of land on this block had a house on it. Every house had a story with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was everything was full.
so what block specifically are you speaking of?
All these blocks for real, from Houston Whittier to 6 Mile, from Hayes to Charles. And it's like when you look at it, like you can you can't understand why like outsiders don't understand what happened. You know what I'm saying? You have to really be an insider to know what happened, why it happened, and what change is coming about now. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely revitalizing around here. It doesn't look like it to an outsider. You know what I'm saying? It look only an insider would know. Like okay, dang, I remember houses being right there. Now it's all land right there. Now they slowly but surely putting up houses by houses. You know what I'm saying? House at a time, right back on that plot of land now. You know what I'm saying? So they revitalizing the neighborhood. What they call it gentrification, gentrifying it. My bad. Gentrifying it, but you can't tell if you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any advice you want to give to the youth?
Any advice I can give to the youth? Get the youth. I ain't got no advice for the youth. No. No. Shoot. I ain't shoot. Be your own man for real. Like be your own. Don't let nobody discourage you. Don't let nobody tell you, don't let nobody put you in a box. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all created different for a reason. Like, don't never let nobody stifle your creativity. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Because at the end of the day, we got powers for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You just have to tap in and find out what your superpowers is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't tell them. But I love the youth. For real, for real. I need the youth. The generation that's up under us. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all creative, y'all innovative. It's just y'all don't apply it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that if I had to talk to myself when I was that young, I'd tell myself to apply myself more. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to take chances. It's like just don't be scared to take chances for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can take chances and do something else, but don't be scared to take a chance for the right reason. Like don't ever let nobody discourage you. Don't ever let nobody tear your confidence down. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's you. Like Cat Williams said, it's called self first. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
just dealing with self first. So everything begins with that. Don't never, like I say, just don't never let nobody tear you down. Flat out. Always keep a positive attitude. Always know you can can do something when they tell you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? They just don't go against the code.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike, for participating in this interview.
Anytime, homie, anytime for